My child, before it is too late, listen to your body. I need you to stop right now. Not in a moment, not after you finish what you are doing. Right now, because what I'm about to say to you is urgent, it is personal, and it has been waiting to be said for longer than you realize. Your body has been speaking to you for weeks, for months, maybe for years, and I need to know, have you been listening? Really listening? Not the kind of listening where you notice something is off and then push through anyway. Not the kind where you tell yourself you will deal with it later when things slow down. Real listening. The kind that leads to action. The kind that takes the signals your body is sending seriously enough to actually respond to them. Because my child later may not look the way you think it will. I want to be honest with you today. Not to frighten you. Fear is not what I am after, but to reach you. Because gentle has not been working. The small signals have been easy to dismiss. The slight aches, the unusual fatigue, the way something feels just a little off that you have been rationalizing away. Those have been easy to explain and easier to ignore. So, today I'm going to be direct, because I love you too much to watch you keep walking past what your body has been trying to tell you. Your body is not random. I designed it with extraordinary intelligence. Every sensation it produces, every signal it sends, these are not accidents. They are communication. Your body is constantly talking to you, giving you information about what is working and what is not, what needs attention and what is being neglected, what is being harmed by the way you are living, and what desperately needs to change. And right now your body is saying something important, something that has been getting louder, something that you may have been successfully ignoring, but that I am not going to let you ignore today. It is time to listen, my child. Before it is too late, I want to talk about what too late actually means. Because I think you may have a vague sense that bad things happen when people ignore their health for too long, but the reality of it is something you have not let yourself fully picture. I am not going to be graphic, but I am going to be honest. Too late means the small thing becomes a big thing. The ache that was easy to push through becomes pain that cannot be pushed through. The tiredness that could have been addressed with rest and change becomes a depletion so deep that rest alone cannot fix it. The warning sign that was visible and manageable becomes a crisis that is neither. What was preventable becomes inevitable. What was treatable in its early stages becomes far more complicated in its later ones. That is what too late looks like. And, my child, you are not there yet. I want to be clear about that. You are not too late, but the window in which things are simpler, more manageable, more reversible. That window does not stay open indefinitely, and you have been standing at it for a while now without walking through. Today is the day to walk through. I want to speak to the specific signals your body has been sending. I am going to name some of them. Not all of them apply to everyone, but some of them are going to land in a way that tells you, I am speaking directly to your situation. I want you to pay attention to the ones that make you say, yes, that is what I am watching for today. The ones that make you go still for a moment because they are true. The pain that wakes you up at night. The pain that has become so familiar you almost do not notice it anymore, until a moment of quiet brings it back into focus and you realize it has been there for a very long time. The pain you have been describing to yourself as normal, as just getting older, as something everyone deals with. My child, pain is a signal. It is your body saying something is not right here. It is not something to normalize. It is something to address. The exhaustion that does not match your activity. When you are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. When you wake up already weary. When the energy levels you used to have feel like a memory from a different life. This kind of fatigue is your body telling you that something underneath the surface is requiring more resources than you realize. It is not laziness, it is not weakness, it is a signal that something needs attention. The way your body feels after eating, after moving, after sitting still for too long. These are all information. Your body is constantly giving you feedback about what it needs and what it is getting too much of and what is not working the way it used to. Have you been receiving that feedback or have you been overriding it? I want to talk about the emotional dimension of your physical health, because they are not separate. They never have been. The worry that lives in your body is tension. The grief that has settled into your chest is a heaviness that never quite lifts. The stress that has taken up residence in your digestive system, your immune system, your cardiovascular system, your emotional life is living in your body, my child. Every unprocessed emotion, every sustained stress, every season of carrying more than you were designed to carry alone, it does not stay in your mind. It moves into the physical. And over time, the emotional weight becomes physical symptoms in ways that even medicine is only beginning to fully understand. I want to speak to the thing that has been stopping you from addressing your health. Because I know it is not ignorance. You know that what I am describing is important. Something else has been in the way. I want to name the most common things because one of them is probably yours. For some of you, it is fear. The specific fear that if you go and get it checked, you will find out something you do not want to know. And the logic, however unconscious, that not knowing is better than knowing. That, as long as you have not received a diagnosis, you can maintain the hope that nothing is seriously wrong. My child, this logic is backwards. Not knowing is not protection. Not knowing while something progresses is the thing that makes outcomes worse. Knowing, even knowing something difficult, gives you options, gives you time, gives you the ability to make decisions and take action and receive treatment while the situation is still most responsive to it. The fear of knowing is understandable, but it is not serving you, and I want to speak directly to it today. The knowing is better than the not knowing, every time, no matter what the knowing reveals. For some of you, it is the cost. Financial barriers to healthcare are real, and I am not going to minimize that. But my child, I want to ask you to bring this to me, to ask me to make a way where the cost is the obstacle. Because sometimes the way I provide is through resources you did not know were available, through community health options, through someone who helps, through a door that opens when you bring the need to me, rather than just sitting with the barrier. Bring me the barrier. Ask me to move it, and then take the step that is in front of you, even imperfectly, even without the full solution in place. For some of you, it is the busyness, the sense that there is genuinely no time, that the demands of your life are so constant that stopping to take care of yourself feels impossible. Every appointment requires rearranging something. Every rest requires someone else to do without something. The needs of others are constant, and your own needs consistently end up at the bottom of the list. My child, I want to say something directly about this. You cannot take care of the people you love from a broken down body. The body that has been consistently put last is accumulating a debt that eventually comes due. And when it does, the people who depend on you are affected far more than they would have been if you had taken the time to take care of yourself along the way. Caring for your health is not selfish. It is responsible. It is wisdom. It is love for the people whose lives are connected to yours. Put yourself on the list, my child, not at the bottom, somewhere near the top, because the quality of everything else you give depends on the health of the body and spirit you are giving it from. I want to close with something I need you to do today. Not this week. Today, I need you to make one decision about your health. Just one. The most important one. The one that has been waiting the longest, that your body has been asking for the most. Maybe it is making the appointment you have been putting off. Maybe it is stopping something that has been harming you. Maybe it is starting something. Rest, movement, better nourishment that your body has been asking for. Maybe it is bringing the emotional weight to me and finally letting it go, rather than continuing to carry it in your body. One decision, today, made and acted on. Not perfect, not complete. Just the first step in the right direction. Your body has been waiting for you to take it. I have been waiting for you to take it. And the version of your life that exists on the other side of you, finally listening, the one where things are caught early and addressed well, and where your body has what it needs to do what it was designed to do. That version is available to you, but only if you listen, before it is too late. Listen, my child. Your body has been trying to tell you something. I have been trying to tell you something, and today, right now in this moment, you are hearing it. Do something with what you have heard. I love you. I made your body. I want it to carry you well for all the years I have for you, and that requires you to be a good steward of what I gave you. Listen, act, today. I love you, always, without end. My child, I am still here with you. I told you to listen to your body before it is too late, and I want to stay in that truth a little longer, because I know what happens when a message like this lands and then the moment ends. The urgency fades, the day takes over. The decision that felt clear and necessary in this moment becomes one more thing that gets pushed to tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes next month, and nothing changes. I do not want that to happen today. So, I am staying, pressing a little harder, not with fear, with love that refuses to let you go back to the default without at least trying one more time to reach you. I want to talk about the body you have right now, not the body you used to have, not the body you wish you had, the one you are actually living in today, with its current limitations, its current signals, its current needs. Because I think there is a complicated relationship between you and your body right now. A relationship that involves some grief, maybe some frustration, maybe some disconnection. The sense that your body has somehow become something that happens to you rather than something that is you. I want to gently challenge that disconnection today. Your body is not a burden you are carrying, it is you, the physical expression of the person I made. And the signals it is sending are not obstacles or inconveniences. They are messages from yourself to yourself, from the part of you that knows something needs attention to the part that has the ability to act on it. Reconnecting with your body, learning to listen to it rather than override it, learning to receive its communication rather than dismiss it. This is not just a health strategy. It is a form of self-respect, a form of honoring what I gave you. You have been at war with your body, or at least in a state of uneasy truce with it for a while now. I want to offer you something different. Not war, not truce, partnership. Working with your body instead of against it. Listening to it instead of pushing past it. Giving it what it is asking for, rather than what is most convenient. That partnership begins with listening, and listening begins today. I want to speak to the fear of what listening might reveal, because for many people, the reason the not listening has gone on so long is that on some level, listening feels dangerous. As long as you do not pay full attention, as long as the signals stay in the background, there is a kind of functional denial available. I do not feel great, but I do not know anything specific is wrong, and not knowing feels safer than knowing. I want to dismantle that fear today, as gently and as thoroughly as I can. The body you are afraid to listen to is the same body I made. I know every cell of it, every system, every place where things are working well, and every place where something needs attention. I am not afraid of what your body would say if you listen to it fully. And I do not want you to be afraid of it either. Fear of your own body is a form of estrangement from something that is fundamentally yours. And estrangement always makes things worse. The pain you are afraid to acknowledge does not go away because you are not looking at it. The symptom you are afraid to investigate does not improve because you are avoiding it. In almost every case, the not looking makes the eventual outcome harder than the looking would have been. Look, my child, listen. Not because what you find is guaranteed to be nothing, but because whatever you find, you will find it with me beside you. And finding hard things with me beside you is infinitely better than finding harder things later alone. I want to address rest directly now, because I have mentioned it, and I want to make sure you understand what I mean. Because rest has been misunderstood, treated as passivity, as giving up, as something only available to people who do not have enough responsibilities. And so, people who need it most are often the ones who allow themselves the least of it. Rest is active, my child. It is the active choosing of recovery over pushing through. It is the active decision to honor what your body is asking for, rather than what your schedule is demanding. It is the active trust that things will not fall apart in the hours or days when you give yourself what you need. Your body heals during rest in ways it simply cannot during activity. The immune system does significant work during sleep. The nervous system resets, the muscles repair, the brain processes and consolidates. The systems that have been taxed by the day's demands recover. This is not optional biology. This is how I designed the body to function. Rest is not a luxury the body tolerates. It is a necessity the body requires. And a body consistently denied adequate rest accumulates a deficit. The repair that did not happen last night carries into today. The restoration that was skipped last week is still owed. Over time, the deficit compounds into something that cannot be quickly resolved by a single good night of sleep or a weekend of recovery. It becomes a deeper depletion that requires sustained attention to address. Do you have a rest deficit, my child? I think you might, and I want to encourage you, beginning tonight, not someday, now, to start paying it back. Not all at once, but consistently. Prioritizing sleep in a way you have not been. Allowing yourself to stop before everything is finished. Trusting that the rest is not time wasted, but investment in the body's ability to function well tomorrow and the day after. Start paying back the rest deficit tonight. I want to speak to movement now because the body was designed to move. Not for punishment, not for performance, not to achieve a particular appearance, but because movement is one of the primary ways the body maintains its own health. It moves blood to places that need it. It keeps joints functional. It processes stress hormones that otherwise accumulate. It maintains the muscle and bone density that determines how well the body functions as the years go on. I am not asking you to do something extreme. I am asking you to move in whatever way is accessible to you, appropriate for your current condition, sustainable for your actual life. A walk, movement that feels gentle rather than punishing. Something that you could do regularly, that your body would welcome, rather than dread. If moving is painful right now, that is important information. Not a reason to not move, but a reason to move differently. To get guidance on what kind of movement is right for your specific situation, to address the pain that is limiting the movement, rather than using the pain as a permanent reason to stay still. Your body wants to move, my child. Even when it has been still for a long time, even when movement has become harder than it used to be, the desire for movement is built in, and honoring it in whatever way is currently possible is one of the most loving things you can do for the body I gave you. I want to talk about what you put into your body, not to create guilt or deliver a lecture about perfect eating, but because what you consume, what you eat, what you drink, what substances you use to cope, what you take in to manage the stress and the pain and the difficulty of your days. All of it affects the body that has to process it. All of it either supports the body's work or adds to its burden. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for honesty. An honest look at whether what you have been putting into your body is supporting it or depleting it. Whether the things you have been consuming for comfort are actually providing comfort, or whether they are providing short-term relief at a long-term cost. One honest assessment, one area where you could make a change that your body would thank you for. Not a complete overhaul. One thing, the most important one, the one your body has been responding to most loudly. You know what it is, and today is the day to decide to do something about it. I want to close by coming back to where we started. Before it is too late, I want to be clear. I am not saying these words to plant fear. I am saying them because they are true. And because truth spoken in love is more valuable than comfort spoken in avoidance. Before it is too late is not a threat, it is an orientation. It is the correct frame for the decisions you are making right now about your health. Every choice you make today either moves you toward the version of your later years that is more vital, more functional, more able to do what you want to do, or toward the version that is more limited, more painful, more dependent on what could have been prevented. Those choices are being made now, not later, now, in the daily decisions about whether to rest or push through, whether to eat what nourishes or what is convenient, whether to move or stay still, whether to get the thing checked or continue to hope it resolves on its own, whether to address the stress or continue to let it live in your body. You are making those choices right now, my child, and I want you to make them with the awareness of what they are building toward. Before it is too late, listen to your body. Take care of the gift I gave you. Honor the years I have for you by giving those years the body they require to be lived fully. You have time. Use it well. I love you. I made you, and I want every day I have given you to be lived as fully, as healthily, as wholly as possible. Listen, my child. Act today, always, without end.